I spent years convinced that one thing would fix my life. It wasn't being healthy or going to therapy to help with anxiety that I had. It was money. If I could just make more of it, get rich enough, successful enough, look the part, everything else would just fall into place. The anxiety would disappear, I'd feel good in my body, and I'd finally feel like I was enough. But little did I know I was completely wrong, and most people chasing income right now are making the same exact mistake that I did. I remember a time a few years ago I was scrolling, just like I did every single day, watching these online personalities living the life I thought that I wanted. The cars, the trips, the confidence, the way that they just move throughout the world like nothing could touch them. And something in me just snapped. I decided I needed that, not because I loved the money, but because I hated where I was at the moment. I was dealing with anxiety that made simple things feel impossible. I was overweight, I was uncomfortable in my own skin. My relationship with myself, honestly, was just bad. Like, genuinely, I did not like the person I was waking up as every single morning. But instead of sitting with that and actually doing something about it, I pointed at those on the screen and I told myself, that's the problem. I just need to be where they are. More money became my escape plan, not from poverty, but just from the reality of my current life. And that kind of motivation, it can work for a while, up until it doesn't work. The thing is, money doesn't fix you, it reveals you. Whatever you're carrying right now, the anxiety, the insecurity, the habits you keep avoiding, more income won't erase that. It just makes it bigger and harder to deal with. If you're using spending to cope with stress at $3,000 a month, now what do you honestly think would happen when you start making $10,000 a month? You just cope bigger. The number on your paycheck changes, but the patterns aren't going to change. I've seen this play out in my own life and in people around me. For me, I hated my body, but I would tell myself, I'll focus on that later when I'm making more. But then I made more and I still hated my body. The clothes may look nicer, but if I'm not confident in myself, then nothing else is going to be better. Nothing is actually going to be fixed. I used to be unable to sit alone with my thoughts and anxiety, so I filled every second with work and hustle. More success doesn't quiet that. The money may be better, but it just gave me more things to stay busy with without actually fixing the problem that I've always dealt with. This is what I call using money as an escape hatch. You're not building towards something, you're running from something. And the brutal truth is, you're never going to outrun it no matter how hard you try. You're just going to get more tired and stressed out. But let me go ahead and ask you something. If you woke up tomorrow with twice the income you have right now, what problem in your life would actually go away? And I'm not talking about what gets easier. No, what problem's actually going to go away? Because if the answer is something like, I finally feel confident, or I'd stop being so behind, or I could stop worrying so much, you need to understand that those aren't money problems. These are problems that you feel about yourself that can sometimes disguise themselves as money problems. It wasn't getting richer, it was just being honest. I had to actually look at the anxiety to stop treating it like some kind of background noise I can just drown out with ambition. I had to stop using the grind as an excuse to not deal with my body or my health, my mental state. And that was genuinely one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. Not getting to my first 100,000, not, investing in a certain type of stock, caring for myself and fixing the things about myself to make other things in my life easier. Because the thing is, this hustle narrative gives you permission to ignore yourself. I'll deal with it later. I'm building something right now. It kind of sounds noble on the surface, but it actually is just you avoiding what actually matters in your own life. When I started actually addressing the root stuff, the real discomfort I was trying to get out of, two things happened. The first thing was, I noticed I stopped needing money to feel like I was worth something. Which is honestly wild because that desperation was the thing making me make my bad money decisions. Chasing fast income or saying yes to things that I didn't believe in. All because the number looked good. Two is I started building more intentionally. And I wasn't building from fear anymore. I wasn't building from what ifs. I was building off of what I needed in my life. The clarity that I started to get when I took a look in the mirror and decided what I needed to do for myself. Because the thing is, fear-based money motivation will get you moving. And it may work. But it'll also burn you out and make you miserable at the top and leave you empty when you actually get there. Clarity-based motivation compounds. It's slower, but it's the more sustainable route. So you see, wanting more money is not the problem. Building income, stacking wealth, and working on your financial life, all of that is great. Please do that. I talk about it all the time on this channel. But if your real reason for chasing it is to escape something you're not dealing with, that's worth knowing. Because the money will come and the thing will still be there, and you'll have wasted years running in the wrong direction. The most important investment you will ever make is in the version of yourself that actually has to live with the money that you're actually building. Fix the foundation, then build on top of it. Leave a like, drop a comment below if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks.